Hello, you're listening to Reedy Geeks, a Walt Disney World podcast. My name is Andrew, and I'm joined today by the unofficial beer cart operator outside of Living with the Land, Sean.
Discounts to all geeks.
And the new credit card points maximizer, JJ.
I learned a lot last week. You know what? I'm going to put it into practice.
Yeah, you got your Sapphire.
Sam, earmuffs.
Yeah, I do. Thank you for putting this all over the internet. I now have a Sapphire, but I had it before we recorded
Right,
too.
yeah.
So,
If you have a title for my co-host here, please send in your ideas to ReedyGeeks@gmail.com. On today's episode, the Geeks bet on D23 predictions. So, guys, before we get into our D23 predictions in a segment we like to call Mousekings, let's talk about some news that just came out recently. Today, the day of recording.
yeah, this seems like a pre-D23 announcement about the new Lakeshore Lodge. So, if anyone was planning on placing a bet about details on the Lakeshore Lodge, you can't.
Yeah, you know, I'm against now betting on hotels in our D23 predictions because last year I bet that Lakeshore Lodge basically would get announced, and then it happened like a week later. So DVC and D23 like do not mix. They never really do DVC news on D23. It will be all DVC based off of some of the permits that came out recently about it. It looks like it's going to have more rooms than Saratoga Springs. So it may be the largest DVC property ever.
Yeah, it's over 900 rooms, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they announced a new geek favorite bar. Point. What is it? Wait, hold on. I have the name here. Paint Out Point.
There's 4 new things they announced. I didn't see that. I didn't see the amount of rooms. So 900 rooms is the biggest.
It's over 900, yeah.
I thought like Pop Century or Art of Animation had like 2,500 rooms or something.
DVC.
But
Right.
these
Okay.
are DVC rooms, so some of these are 3-bedroom villas, and they've got 900 rooms. So this is going to be pretty significant in size. It's huge.
The bar looks like I'm looking at their like artist rendering here. It definitely looks like it's got indoor-outdoor.
It's Waialulu mixed with Geyser Point. It's a geek bar.
It looks like it has that exact vibe, which was cool.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like it won't be anything. I don't want to say it won't be anything special, but if you like Waialulu or Geyser Point, it's gonna scratch that itch real well.
Yes. You know, also, first impressions of the way it looks, I'm a little worried that the lobby's going to be a little subtle, like how the Polynesian Tower lobby is. It looks a lot like the Polynesian Tower.
It does, but I was thinking that it looks grander. Like the Poly Tower is tall. Yeah, the Poly Tower lobby is tall, but the sides aren't that big. This looks like it's big on the sides and it's big in height, and I think it's going to be pretty impressive when you walk in there.
Yeah,
I hope so. But it looks cool. I mean, the pool looks amazing.
The renderings they put out don't seem to show a lobby bar, but I wonder if they're advertising what is called the Dandelion Terrace, which is a place for guests specifically to gather with floor-to-ceiling windows and be able to watch fireworks. I wonder if there will be something in Dandelion Terrace that acts as sort of like a bar or you know, like a Tambu lounge kind of thing.
They use the magic word in there. If you read their Disney Parks description of it, they use the magic word. They say lounge.
Do they?
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. It does say lounge.
Yeah.
And if not, Sean, you can franchise your unofficial beer cart and
That's true.
Just, set up shop.
We can expand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aggressive expansion.
You see now, that's little Jay, because you have a wonderful imagination.
Lastly, it looks like the restaurant, it's described as an enchanting table service dining experience Don't know if this is going to be like a really nice like signature place like Citricos or Narcoossee's, or if this is going to be, I don't want to just call it a regular restaurant, but it's called Moonglade, and it sounds nice, and it looks like it's going to be right on the water, which could be really nice.
I'm thinking more like an open Narcoossee's. Like Narcoossee's is kind of like a closed off restaurant, but I'm thinking more windows, more open concept.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am looking at the rendering where it looks like they're putting it right on the water, so not in the main building, which then my brain also went exactly to, oh, this is Narcoossee's, but, Narcoossee's
East.
Yeah.
Well, and Narcoossee's is a 90s restaurant, right? So this is going to be, Narcoossee's, but for the 2020s.
Everything about this looks trendy, new architecture. Like this is going to be a nice looking. You hope that they don't almost overdo it, and it almost turns out looking gaudy. But from the drawings, it looks really nice right now.
Yeah, you don't want it to be something that's dated quickly.
Right.
You want it to have a timeless design, not a trendy one.
You could have avoided that pitfall by making it more themed.
Right.
But I don't know if they'll ever go back, really, to themed resorts.
I think they got feedback that looking nice is enough theme, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into our D23 predictions. And to the surprise of nobody, I have historical context on D23. Luckily, we're not new to D23. We've certainly done this before, so it's just a little introduction to those who may not know D23. If you are a Disney fan that lives under a rock and this is the only podcast you listen to, then perhaps you haven't heard of D23 yet. But in the early 2000s, Bob Iger saw an opportunity to formalize Disney's relationship with the most dedicated fans by creating a platform to build loyalty and, importantly, to control the narrative around upcoming projects. This turned the Disney brand experience into really a year-round anticipation of the fans, and that idea led to the creation of D23 in 2009, named for Disney and the year the company was founded, 1923. What began as Disney's official fan club quickly grew into a direct line between the company and its most devoted audience. And at the center of this massive gathering, once known simply as the D23 Expo, is now called D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event, held every 2 years in Anaheim. The event brings together nearly every corner of the company for 3 days of exhibits, reunions, performances, and most importantly for us, major announcements. In recent years, it has been expanded beyond the Anaheim Convention Center, which it originally started, with Disney's biggest entertainment and theme park presentations being held at the Honda Center. This year's events take place August 14th through the 16th, with the Disney Experience Showcase scheduled for Saturday night. That means it is once again time to bring out our reoccurring segment, Mousekings, and place our bets on what Disney might announce for Walt Disney World.
All right, guys. So the name of the segment, the name of this episode, it's called Mousekings, and there is no affiliation with any major sports or prop betting app. Don't even try promo code ReedyGeek on any of them. It's fun. We have gathered all the rumors that we've been hearing since the past major D23 2 years ago, and we have put them into 3 categories. Things that should happen, things that might happen, and things that would be shocking if they happened. We are going to place one bet in each of these categories and then one parlay. So for those of you who are not degenerates, a parlay is where you place multiple bets or legs together that all must happen in order for you to win the parlay. This means that there's going to be a total of 4 bets placed per geek. And as we go through this, there will be numbers said that correspond to a payout. You'll hear something like plus 100 or plus 200. And what these numbers are is the return on a $100 wager. So if something has like 50-50 odds, they might set the payout to be plus 100. That means if you wager $100, you would win $100. Using that same logic, plus 200 would mean that if you bet $100 on that, you would win $200. You would also get your money back. So you would lay out 100, you receive your bet back, and then you'd gain $200. So it would be you put 100 down and you collect $300. However, if something is very likely to happen, you might see negative odds, and that would then become how much you need to wager in order to win $100. So, for example, minus 160 odds would mean that I would have to wager $160 in order to make $100. Lastly, in the history of doing this, I am the only one who has ever hit a Mousekings prop bet before, and I look forward to continuing my reign as the Mousekings King. And I am really looking forward to the upcoming D23 Expo this weekend. Do you guys have any questions?
Now that we've thoroughly confused and lost everybody listening.
Oh yeah, everyone turned it
This
off.
What is the difference between Destination D23? This is a full blown D23. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
This is the big one.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sean. So D23's Expo D23 happens every 2 years. In between the Expo D23 is what they call Destination D23, and that's smaller in Walt Disney World. Not many announcements come out. It's not as big of a weekend.
Gotcha.
But we got the big one.
The big one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's
Big
more
one.
things that could happen. And if you're looking at my hat, you can tell I want rides.
I thought you were there for the vibes, though.
Yeah, but that's why I keep going back to Disney World is the vibes. But come on.
He's a
One
rides
rides.
guy.
Yeah.
I'm a recovering ride guy.
Oh, and one more thing. If you think you can do better than the geeks, there's actually a link in both the show notes and in our bio on our Instagram to play along. So if you submit this before the parks panel on Saturday, the winner is actually going to get a Reedy Geeks Dad Hat, which maybe that might actually be the real Mousekings King Crown now.
All right, so let's go into things that should happen. JJ, do you want to lead us through these? Guide us, if you will?
Sure. Okay, so let's look at the things that should happen. In the Magic Kingdom, I would say that something that should happen is getting details of something, anything at Villains Land. This could mean a ride, a restaurant, the show, something like that. I'll put those odds at minus 120.
Yeah, that has to happen.
That should happen. The next thing that should happen is more details at Piston Peak. The main thing that we don't know much of anything about is that second ride. So let's just say second ride details at Piston Peak. And that'll also be minus 120. Again, this should happen. We should know more about Frontierland. You know, shovels are in the ground there. Structures are coming up. Next, let's move to Disney's Animal Kingdom. And I think the only real thing that should happen is getting those fine details of Tropical America. For example, maybe finding out the ride system for Encanto or the opening day. I put this at minus 140. This is a lock. This is the thing. If they don't say anything about it, what are we doing here?
Because this is supposed to open next year. Yeah.
Yeah, this is supposed to open in 27. We don't really know much about the Encanto ride. We know that there is one, but we don't know if it's trackless. We don't know if it's an Omnimover. We don't know if it's a boat. And the last thing is at Hollywood Studios of the things that should happen is the fine details at Monstropolis. And specifically, we're looking at what's going to be the replacement in the Muppets Theater. We don't know what's going into what they call the Glob Theater.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what's going there yet. We know Harryhausen's is coming. We know that there's a Doors roller coaster, and we know that there's going to be a show. But there's a few details that could come out. They could also even announce an opening date of that area, and we should know some more of these details.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to hear a lot of summer 27.
You think it's going to be summer 27? Interesting.
Yeah, and they'll, then it gives them the ability to open it in May or open it in like September.
Yeah.
The deadline is September 22nd.
Yeah.
Well, it opened in summer. Let's just go around and we'll each give our bet on what do we think is the thing that really should happen. What is your official wager?
I'm going to twist one of these. I'm going to flip one of them, but for later, because I think it belongs in a different segment of this. So, little tease. Keep listening. My bet, I think we're going to get full-blown, top-to-bottom details about everything coming to Piston Peak. I think that's going to be the primary focus for anything Magic Kingdom related. I think they're going to give you names of attractions. I think they're going to give you opening dates for attractions. And I think they stagger them, the way they did, Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance. I think we get complete detail for Piston Peak, and I can't wait to hear more about it.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay, I like that. Andrew, how about you?
So I'm taking Tropical Americas, and I think specifically we're going to find out the ride system for Encanto. I actually think even more. I think we're going to get, for Indiana Jones, we'll get like a video or some type of more information on that. But specifically, I'm looking for what is this ride system finally going to be. I don't think we could really trust anything that we know of out there in terms of like patents or anything like that, because this really could be anything. We just know it's in a building. That's it.
Right. Which is like 80% of rides in Disney World are just in a building.
They're just in giant hangar-looking buildings that you can't see unless you're from above. Now, what are the odds? What are the odds that to add a little side bet here that they bring Harrison Ford out to announce the Indiana Jones attraction?
Ooh, I like that.
Oh,
or because I was thinking, like,
he's so expensive to get out of the house.
he's on that shrinking payroll these days.
Andrew, are you okay with this minus 140 odds when you're going so specific to name the ride system?
So I am, because I think that we need to know. We're gonna know. I think so. I'm okay. I'm okay with 140. So if I were going to call a trackless or as the dad,
we're just going to know what it is, not that not that you're saying it's going to be trackless.
No. If we were going trackless, I'd want plus odds.
More odds. Okay.
Yeah. I'd want like 120 or something.
Okay. Sounds great to me. And my bet is going to be, if anyone listened to our episode we did with Dad's Plan Disney, I made this my first pick, and it is, I think that they are going to announce that a lounge is coming to Villains Land. I don't want to specifically say what the theme is of the lounge or who will be the star of the lounge, and especially because I think it will still change, because I think that Villains Land is still 5 years into the future. But I do think it's time to know what's physically going to be there. I think restaurants are out and lounges are in, and they're going to announce a lounge.
But you're putting that in things that should happen?
Yeah, I'm going to place this bet in my things that should happen.
That's a swing.
I'm taking a swing, but I also do want better odds than minus 120 because I'm going specific. I'm naming a specific thing. I don't know, though,
if things in that should happen, we can't give you positive odds.
You can't give me positive odds for saying that a lounge is going to be announced at Villains Land?
But then that shouldn't be in things that should happen. If things that should happen always have negative odds. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, well, I'm teasing it to make it a little rarer. Okay, fine. Then I'll just take details of anything at Villains Land. Come on. Where's the fun in that?
All right, what do you think, Sean? What do you think?
I tend to agree that if you're calling such a specific thing, I don't know. Because, like, if I were to make a bet tonight that a certain player hits 2 home runs, that's a pretty bold bet. 1 home run is a totally different story.
I'm calling my shot that among the things they say about Villains Land is they're gonna say a lounge.
I would say that positive odds on that is acceptable, but it probably has to go in a later round of this.
Oh, you think I need to move that into things that might happen?
Think that's a little more,
Guys. Okay.
Listen, we're playing with fake money here.
Yeah.
But that's my whole
We're
point
a lot of
on
fake-
pushing
a lot
these
of fake
bets. I
money
want
on
to
the
push the
line.
limits.
We're
Maybe-
playing with our
maybe-
reputations.
Yeah, maybe fantasy dues should be on the line here.
Okay. I you can put it. You can put it, and let's
Okay.
let's give you positive odds on that. But if they talk about Villains Land and they don't say anything about a lounge,
And the
Yeah, I
L word
lose.
does not come
That's
up.
the Demsby to breaks.
okay.
So what are we thinking? Plus 140?
What was it? What was the original
Yeah, he
line?
tries to do
I will
that.
let you just turn the negative into a positive. So it was minus 120. I'll give you plus 120.
I'll take it. I asked
Okay.
for a little more than I thought I would get anyway. Well, plus 140 felt like a reach. Okay, perfect. So things that should happen are official bets. Sean is taking Piston Peak details for minus 120. Andrew is taking the Encanto ride system, or, details of Tropical America. But the thing he's most interested in is the Encanto ride system, minus 140. And I am taking a lounge will be announced at Villains Land for my negotiated rate of plus 120. All right, let's move on to things that might happen. In Magic Kingdom, a Space Mountain refurb. We've got at plus 110 odds. And now this one, maybe this should be in the
I
things
think that should be a
shocking.
lot higher.
What?
Really?
A lot higher.
What?
110? That's like, that's just above 50-50 shot.
There's a lot of smoke with this one. That
I think
that rumor came
to
on
be
hot
honest,
and
I
heavy.
think that's how likely it is that we hear it.
That
Really?
rumor came on hot and heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nothing from Disney. Like no teases from Disney have come out about
Well,
it.
no, of
Just
course
people
not.
talking.
Well, they're not gonna tease it if they wanted that to. Reimagining Space Mountain is a huge announcement.
Yeah, but I also think it could simply be a refurb like the Big Thunder Mountain. We're gonna replace track where we need to, and we're gonna tighten things up and redo the audio and stuff, and make it a more enjoyable experience for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Sean, you're okay with that 110?
Yeah. Just because, like I said, I really think this is more likely to be announced than not.
Okay.
Okay, and then this one, maybe this should be in things that would be shocking. A replacement of an existing attraction /show /ride at Magic Kingdom for plus 200.
I would almost file this under. I don't think there's any chance with Villains Land, with Piston Peak, and having just redone Big Thunder. I don't think they're gonna throw
And Carousel?
Right, Carousel of Progress. I don't think they're gonna throw another major replacement or change at you for Magic Kingdom. This to me would be a shocking thing. I could see this once Piston Peak is open, once we figure out if the Space Mountain thing is real or not, and like between that and the opening of Villains Land, do they retheme something like do they, God forbid, change out PhilharMagic and make it something else? Do they change around the Jungle Cruise a little bit? Do they play with something like do they get rid of the cars in Tomorrowland? Or, they just did Buzz Lightyear. I feel like Magic Kingdom has gotten a lot and will be getting a lot in the next 5 to 6 years that I don't see this happening at all.
They're putting a lot of attention on Magic Kingdom. I think they're very worried about how many more people are going to be coming to the Magic Kingdom once Villains Land is open. So I do think they're going to try to put
That's a good point.
refurbs and things that are easy where they just have to gut a building and quietly replace the innards. Hall of Presidents could be something.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't consider it that way.
How dare you? You unpatriotic.
I know, right? Right as we were having semi-quincentennial fever, I'm suggesting
they announced
gutting
that they're taking out
the Hall of Presidents.
Yeah.
I am all healed of my semi-quincentennial fever. We're all better.
I'm going to leave it there, but I don't think, again, this is pretty unlikely, but possible. Let's move to Animal Kingdom. Here's another prop that's kind of right on that line of, is this something that might happen or would it be shocking? is a nighttime show at Animal Kingdom. I have that at plus 200 odds.
When we just did, if you listen to our feature episode on Dad's Plan Disney, I spoke about this a little bit. I think Animal Kingdom, and it maybe kind of ties into a little bit of what JJ said about crowd capacity at the Magic Kingdom. But in the parks as a whole, like when all these things are finally open in the next like 5 to 6 years, Disney's going to want to make sure there's more places for people to go and spread crowds out. I think Disney would love to finally escape the narrative that Animal Kingdom is a half-day park. Specifically, it's a half-day park, but it's a first half of the day park. They're not even able to capitalize on second half of the day park because people aren't staying at Animal Kingdom until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And I understand why the main reason there's no nighttime show at Animal Kingdom right now, especially with loud noises and fireworks, is because there's animals in Animal Kingdom. But I think that once Tropical Americas opens and other areas of the park, I think they might be able to get away with maybe closing that area of the park at a certain time of the day and just corralling guests and people into another area of the park so that if they were to do a light show or a drone show, which is all the rage with Disney right now, all the drone shows, I think that they would be able to do an evening show at like 8. It just lets the park stay open an extra 2 or 3 hours, which could maximize the crowd capacity tremendously. And Disney, I think, wants to dispel the Animal Kingdom as a half-day park or you're there for 2 hours and you can get everything done and get out of there.
Yeah.
You know, what's funny is that I'm going to mention the Dad's Planning Disney podcast again, but JJ, you mentioned on there as a joke that Kite Tails would come back. And they would put some like Christmas lights on the kites. And that was funny. But I kind of think that you were onto something in the sense that Kite Tails was a temporary show, and I could see them creating a temporary nighttime show with drones because, it's a little bit of a spoiler for next week, but I think the drone shows are overrated, and I don't think they have the lasting power that fireworks does. And I don't know. I think it would be a smaller show, a shorter show. It wouldn't be as big.
Yeah, they used to have the Rivers of Light, which was World of Color-esque. It was a lot of projection screens and stuff. And I do think that works, but maybe they can find a way to make it more of a multimedia experience and working drones into these projection things to kind of make it a little more immersive than, looking at these kind of dot matrix images of that the drones create.
Yeah. And the Rivers of Light or whatever that show was called was not a popular show.
No, but it was pretty good.
No. Yeah?
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Yes, it's a glorious 3-hour finale.
You got a minute and a half.
Okay, let's move over to Epcot. There's a few things that could happen here. In my dream world of this D23, I think Epcot gets a lot of these big phase 2 announcements of like, yeah, we did a lot of work for 5 years and we gave it a break to work on the other parks, but now we're going to look back at Epcot and circle back and kind of fill in the gaps to make an Epcot that feels more complete. So a replacement of any attraction / pavilion in Future World, plus 150 odds. So that could be the Play Pavilion. It could be anything. It could even be replacing Mission Space. But any sort of replacement. Next is Spaceship Earth refurb / redo. I've got that at plus 100. Probably should be a little higher. Probably should be more like plus 120, just because it's going to be hard to take such a popular attraction down without having another ride with that same throughput.
Yeah, so can I ask you something here? Maybe replacement of an attraction pavilion should be like something like plus 110 or plus 120, and then Spaceship Earth refurb, because you're calling your shot, you should get better odds. So that should be like plus 150, 160.
Okay, I like that. Plus 150. Again, why this is on here why both these are on here, right? They announced the Play Pavilion, it never happened. Why Spaceship Earth is on here, they announced a new Spaceship Earth and it never happened. So this is them circling back, right? They're saying, hey, there's some things we didn't finish. Let's go add some of those things because I think it'll help. Next one, and this is where there's smoke, there's fire, because they've been laying these Easter eggs forever. The Figment ride gets reimagined, plus 200.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They keep teasing that little purple dragon all over the place. They made some cryptic post somewhere, right? This week.
Yeah. And even if they just plus it up, that would be enough.
Oh, yeah. Just go back in, replace some of those statues with animatronics, get Eric Idle out of there, and I think it'll go a long way. More fart smells, actually, too.
He doesn't even remember being in the ride
or
in the project, doing the project.
They show a picture of Figment. Who is this? No idea. Okay, and then the last one in Epcot. Inside Out will be coming to Epcot in the form of some sort of attraction or show, plus 150. Again, we'll give you a boost for calling your shot. Not necessarily where, but you're calling the IP.
Yeah. I really like this bet because it's such a popular franchise.
$1 billion.
And it makes so much sense for it to have some kind of presence in the parks that isn't just like a meet and greet. I almost worry that they're gonna do what they did to Frozen and just completely rush something out that ends up being terrible for the sake of getting the IP in the park. I think Inside Out deserves something really fun, really cool. Like what they do in those movies with the memories and everything. Like you can make a really fun ride that has something like the way they're doing with Monsters Inc. with the doors. You could really have a fun, like not maybe family coaster, but you could have a really fun ride with Inside Out. And I worry that they would just slap something together and throw it out there. So it's something I would want to happen, but I'd be worried about it.
I agree there should be some caution, but I do think they could keep it simple and do a show. And that Pixar Film Festival thing is, that's just like Disney Plus shorts that they say is a ride. They could really do a fun 4D show in that theater again.
So to you, like, again, an attraction isn't necessarily it
doesn't have to be a ride.
It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be an e-ticket ride even. It has to be
just something. Because it could also be, again, talking about reimagining or re-announcing the Play Pavilion. Like Cranium Command was in the Wonders of Life Pavilion, and there's a lot of parallels with Cranium Command and Inside Out. And the director of Inside Out worked on Cranium Command.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a nice full circle moment that you could have there by saying, like, your big franchise is actually coming to one of your stepping stones of your career. It's like it would be a really cool moment.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a lot of places where Inside Out could work, and I do believe a show would be a quick fix and a quick Band-Aid to throw on it. And again, if we're talking about maybe also a Spaceship Earth redo, having an Inside Out show that people could go to that would move people, 2,000 people an hour, could sit in a show, that's big. And that could really take the pressure off of closing Spaceship Earth for a year to do the deep refurb that they already announced and then kind of put on the back burner.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And then now the last one in things that might happen, it's not at a park, it's resort wide. Any new hotel announced plus 200.
Should that be bigger odds?
I think if you wanted to call where you wanted it, I would give you larger odds. If you said it's going to be by Magic Kingdom, by Epcot, in front of Epcot, where you could just walk into the park, in the World Showcase. The crazier you call it, the better odds, you can get.
I personally don't think they will announce anything until they have started selling Lakeshore Lodge because they, you imagine you
Right, yep.
are you thinking you're going to buy Lakeshore Lodge, and all of a sudden you hear that there's
a
going to be a
Villains
new
Land
hotel. Yeah, Villains Land
Right.
Hotel, and they can't make a hotel without making a DVC at least portion of it, right? So then if I was going to buy Lakeshore Lodge, I would stop immediately and say, okay, no, I'm waiting for Villains
Right.
Land.
Yeah, they'd have no leverage.
Yeah.
It's like an artist having a radius clause. If you're going to play a show in one city, you can't announce. If you're going to play in New York in April, you can't announce a show in May in Philly. You have to spread those ticket sales out. But no, I think Andrew makes a good point. So let's get down to the skinny here. I'll start with making the bets for this. This was a bet I made on Dad's Plan Disney. I'm very confident that we'll hear it. I'm going to go ahead and bet that we're going to hear about the Spaceship Earth refurb. It would have happened and been open by now had they not gotten derailed because of COVID. I think Spaceship Earth sorely, desperately, badly needs something to be done with it. I almost think, and this could be a completely left field thought I'm having, I almost think that when Disney opens up Piston Peak, they're going to bank on a lot of people coming to Disney solely for that they're going to be able to have some time to do some work in the other parks while people come down and focus all their attention on Piston Peak. It would be a pretty opportune time for them to do something like this in another park to a ride that's not as super popular. I think they're going to announce the Spaceship Earth refurb to happen sometime in 2027 into 2028. I don't think it's immediate, but I think within the next year we get it, but they announce it finally at this event.
I'll give you extra odds here, Sean. Will they have IP in it or not?
Ooh, no. I think they keep this IP less. I think they do away or at least modify that end where you come circle in and you look at the globe. There's a lot of room there. There's a lot of real estate in the golf ball. I think the show stays a lot of the same. A lot of the same scenes stay. They get touched up. They get refurbed a little bit, but I think they add to it. I hope to God they keep Judi Dench as the narrator, but I feel like they would move on from her. Which would be a shame.
Probably would, judging by what they've done in the past when they've refurbed this ride.
And it's been her for, is it decades at this point?
Yeah.
Because it was Jeremy Irons before her.
And it was Walter Cronkite as well.
Right.
Yeah. I definitely think that if they do refurb it, they're going to change or at least modify the goal of the ride, the theme of the ride. It won't be about the history of communication, but they'll do something about the history of storytelling, and in that will be that Disney is great storytellers, and look at all these stories we've told, and it'll have a lot of IP in it.
I think it will be. I think it'll be IP in the form of Easter eggs. I don't necessarily think there's going to be outward, like you're saying, Andrew, of outward IP being like, here's a picture of like, here's a scene of Walt Disney drawing Mickey Mouse for the first time. Like, I don't think they're going to do that and fully insert them into the history of communication.
Well, yeah. So you're thinking like It's a Small World, how there's little bits in there.
Somewhere in between. I think they might sneak something in a few places, much like how you would find a hidden Mickey in Epcot, or like much like how you might see the Nautilus sub in the Ariel, the Little Mermaid queue.
Yeah,
you might see some things like that. I don't think they're going to be like, oh, here's a bunch of Disney crap in the ride about that's supposed to be
because that's not what Epcot was supposed to be from the jump.
But it's not what it is anymore. I'm double downing. I think
Andrew was going to be like, Inside Out is Spaceship Earth.
Put your fake money where your mouth is, and we'll give you plus
better odds
if it's an IP based attraction.
Okay, Andrew, what's your bet?
Well, if you're giving me plus 600,
no, I'm not agreeing to that.
That's how much of a degenerate this man is.
I'm going with Space Mountain Refurb. That's what I had said on Dad's Plan Disney, and I'm gonna stick to it at plus 100. My timing, I had a different timing than what they did. What they said, that you would want to take it down while Pix and Pete was up because you have places to go to other than Space Mountain. Like right now, you kind of need Space Mountain because that side of the park is empty. The left side, the Rivers of America. But once that's open, that's going to take a lot of the traffic, and so then you could bring down Space Mountain. You don't need the rides per hour per se. You know what I mean? You don't need the ride capacity.
Right, and it would also help spread out when Villains Land opens. If you compare that with a new Space Mountain, it can spread out the crowd within the very crowded park.
Yes. But I can also see the theory that you want it to, in order so that Pix and Peak isn't as crowded.
Right. It's doing the same thing, right? It's either helping alleviate the Villains traffic or it's helping alleviate the Piston Peak traffic.
Right.
Okay, and then mine, where there's smoke, there's fire. Figment Reimagined. I'm taking those plus 200. I'm the gambler. Let's go for Figment Reimagined for plus 200.
I like it.
Figment Reimagined.
Okay, let's move on to things that would be shocking if they happened at D23. Sean.
Things that would just drop our draws.
Absolutely.
We'll start right off at plus 250 odds. This is something we're going to keep referencing Dad's Plan Disney. This is something that we spoke about on there. A new ride program on Flight of Passage in Pandora. We kind of talked about how ever since this ride opened, the movies have been insane. They've taken the viewer to different habitats, different environments. Again, I said this there, I'll say it here. I don't want to use the word easy because I'm sure it's a very complex thing to engineer here, but it seems like it would be something they'd be able to do quickly that could spice up this ride tenfold.
Yeah, especially if, again, we're talking about flow of traffic. If everyone is going to be over in Central America, if there's a new version of Flight of Passage to experience, even if it's just, one scene changed, that's a little more fire and ash based or Way of Water based. I think that would go a long way. The show's been the same for 10 years now.
Yeah.
So it may need a retune in general just to tighten up the screen quality, tighten up those, maybe get some new 3D goggles in there.
Yeah.
Of the things that are shocking, this seems doable, although this isn't shocking because no one's talking about this.
Right.
Yeah, and it could be fast, too. It could be done real quick.
Exactly, yeah. You could do it in a few months.
Like
they
how
could also,
Soarin' was done.
Exactly,
and
they could also...
2 weeks.
If this is going to happen, it could be done. And they could announce that, starting September 1st at Animal Kingdom.
Wow.
I love that, Sean.
That
would
would be a shocking thing.
Wait. Let's bump this up to 600, and it has to, by the end of the year. Yeah.
So it's plus 250 if you just want to say it's going to happen, but you get extra odds if you want to say it's happening by the end of 26.
Yeah,
I
like that.
Intriguing. Let's stay in Animal Kingdom. At plus 400 odds, any new ride at the Animal Kingdom. JJ has lamented Animal Kingdom needs new rides.
Yeah, I'm wearing a hat that celebrates that. It just says rides on it.
We might give a couple extra points if you want to call a specific land, but any new ride at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, and I think they've got Lion King IP that they're not really using in a ride yet, and they're building a Lion King ride in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
So you could port that over. They're already designing it. Also, they're supposedly building a new Pandora attraction for California Adventure. That's another place where you could get actually we're building 2 kind of moment that would be very shocking. That we're getting another ride in Pandora, or they're porting over something some of that Lion King attraction in Paris.
Can I ask you? I was a little embarrassed to ask, but what is the we're building to?
Oh, Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why
We're building too, yeah.
Yeah, so at the end, he was talking about Galaxy's Edge, and then all of a sudden, because I think he was talking about it in Disneyland. And then
Disneyland, yeah.
He was talking about it at Disneyland, and Disneyland is getting this is our biggest expansion yet. And by the way, we're building 2. It's also coming to Hollywood Studios.
That's so cool.
We're building 2. So they could definitely pull a we're building 2 moment. This could be Josh's moment to announce that, oh yeah, we're building 2.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
So there's 2 opportunities for that with Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, let's move over to Magic Kingdom. We spoke about how we weren't sure how likely something like this was, but at plus 400 odds, an expansion at Adventureland, specifically Adventureland.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are as into looking at bio-reconstruct photos as I am, but there is a really empty area right in between Pirates and Jungle Cruise. Is like a whole giant pad that goes basically to where the Grand Floridian is. And logic would dictate that's probably going to be a hotel. But what if it was a ride? It could be an expansion in Adventureland. Who knows? It's fun to speculate.
Sure. And this. I mean, if we're going to speculate, this is the area of the bets list that we should speculate in.
Yeah, this is the fantastical area of this whole thing.
Yeah, it's hard for them to hide a lot of these things. Like there's people that go and when they file permits and they file paperwork and stuff with the state, people sniff that right out and they, something is happening, something new is coming. They're doing something.
Shout out Alicia Stella.
They're buying land. They're doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
So we'll stay in the Magic Kingdom and similar, but we'll give you much better odds at plus 900. Any new land.
Okay.
That's insane.
Well,
that's not Villains Land.
Right. Well,
right. Of course.
The only place I could see that is if they just looked at where Dumbo and the Tomorrowland Speedway is, and they just said, flatten that, and we're putting a land there.
Yeah.
A new Fantasyland.
New Fantasyland.
That new.
It's like with the Bob's Burgers. It's grand reopening. new Fantasyland. We'll kick it over to Disney's Hollywood Studios, and again, this is plus 200. Any new ride coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Little bonus points if you want to call what it is or where it is.
Okay.
Similarly to the ride announcement, a new land coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Again, bonus if you want to call theming. I guess that would not necessarily where it's going to be, but what the theme of it's going to be.
Yeah, because obviously Hollywood Studios has a lot of parking lot expansion that they could do, as they are currently demonstrating by building a roller coaster for the Monsters Land on top of what was a parking lot.
Yeah.
Maybe they could get rid of just Star Tours and build a land deep, like just throw it into the parking lot, the end of it. They could do it with collecting a bunch of stuff and saying, hey, everything to the left of Gertie, it's gone.
Right. Don't touch Gertie.
No, she's a national treasure.
All right, let's move to Epcot where things get a little more interesting. At plus 400, we have a new ride in World Showcase. Now, okay. I think the assumption would be that this ride would come into an existing pavilion.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. It would be like Italy's getting a Luca ride, or Germany is getting a Cinderella ride,
Yeah. And then maybe the most interesting one, at plus 800, a new country in the World Showcase.
See, now that would be a Reedy Geek shocking moment. Gosh,
it would be
13th country to drink around the world at? My goodness.
I think we would have to go live. And for our instant reaction.
We'd have to have boots on the ground.
fly me out there tonight.
We'd have to go like pander to every person on LinkedIn that says they work for PR for Disney parks. We just just shower them with emails. Please get the Reedy Geeks there. Please get the Reedy Geeks there. It would be like one of those campaigns where we get all of our listeners to write Disney PR. Please send the geeks to the opening of the.
We will sell our soul.
Right?
Give us a script.
Len Testa can't be bought, but apparently the Reedy Geeks can.
We can.
Yeah, an expansion to the World Showcase would probably be the thing that excites me the most since they announced Galaxy's Edge. It would just because I my love for Epcot, my love for the World Showcase. Aside the changes they've made in Norway, aside from bringing Remy over to France, like the World Showcase is old. The World Showcase is dated. To think about what today's Disney Imagineering and today's Disney minds can do with something new in the World Showcase is so exciting.
Yeah. Which is why we're excited to announce here on the podcast that the UAE is coming.
With a hotel.
Okay, now, boys, if you just stop carrying on like, we just might dedicate this next song to y'all.
All right. Let's leave Epcot for a minute, and this is now, again, this is not park specific, this is resort wide at plus 600.
Ooh.
And is it plus 600 because of sixth best ride? Is that a coincidence?
Perhaps.
We're talking about a Skyliner expansion, an expansion line anywhere on property, whether it's over to the Animal Kingdom resorts, whether it's the Disney Springs, whether it just connects another resort in the area of where it is now. Any Skyliner expansion announcement is plus 600.
I've taken a look at Google Maps before with thinking about the Skyliner expansion, and you could pretty easily get a Skyliner to Coronado from Hollywood Studios, and then once you're at Coronado, it's easy to get to Animal Kingdom, the All-Stars, Blizzard Beach. You could connect all of it and create Coronado being like another hub,
Right.
to get people to Hollywood Studios. It would really stink if you were at what's the farthest away All-Stars? It's sports. Movies, I think, is the farthest away one. And
maybe, yeah.
If you were taking the Skyliner to Epcot from All-Star Music, it would take forever. It would take an hour and a half because you'd have to get off, wait in line, get back on at five different places because you'd have to get off at Hollywood, get back on, get off at Riviera, get back on.
Or Caribbean.
Oh, Caribbean. Sorry, Caribbean Beach, not Riviera.
Yeah.
And so to move on, this is the final item on the list. And this is the announcement of any, at plus 500.
Okay.
The announcement of any new adults-only lounge resort-wide, outside of the parks. So we're talking lounges maybe in Springs, in one of the resorts, any new adults-only lounge that is outside of the four theme parks.
Yeah, this big announcement about the Lakeshore Lodge earlier today really did a number to these odds. I think those odds should be higher now that the new hotel definitely doesn't have this.
So you were thinking that the new hotel was going to have it?
No, I wasn't. I was just the possibility that it was making the odds lower.
When was GO82 announced? Was that at a destination D23?
No, I think it was just announced.
Yeah.
I just Googled GO82 announcement, and it looks like end of April 2025. Disney just dropped the announcement, and end of April 2025 means that it opened pretty quickly because by the fall we had all been there.
Yeah,
it opened June 4th.
Yeah. So they announced it, and then 2 months later it opened.
Yeah, they don't really do announcements on the hotels and bars and stuff. I think that's too niche of a market.
Yeah. We got to get Josh to come onto our show and do the announcements here. This is where people come for the bars and the restaurants,
Right. This is a Disney PR. If you're listening, and we know you are, if you ever want to drop any news about a bar, an adults-only lounge, ReedyGeeks@gmail.com.
I do think, because this is his first D23 as CEO.
Yeah.
I do think he does something, announces something that is a huge, like a splash announcement for him. I really think he finds a way to like put his print on D. I don't know what it's going to be, but I really think he makes something big here.
I was thinking his DCA moment, right, where Iger goes in and fixes DCA up right away. I just don't know if anything's as broken right now as DCA 1.0
No,
was.
a lot of people are surprisingly anti-new Epcot, but I love Epcot, and Epcot is perfect, but it always needs more, right? Like, everything always needs more. Epcot is my favorite park on this coast. The only one that keeps up with the West Coast parks. What? It still pulls in what?
Profits. And that's what DCA was not doing.
Profits.
Yeah,
right.
No one was going to DCA.
The lightning lane revenue of Guardians of the Galaxy proves that new Epcot is a success. If you like it or you don't like it, it doesn't matter. The fact that Guardians of the Galaxy makes millions of dollars a day is proof that what they did and what they prioritized worked.
Yeah.
Now, do they need to go back and maybe fill in some of this stuff and get the Play Pavilion up and running and do the Spaceship Earth refurb? Sure. But what they did overall is a good change for Epcot, and people are really excited about Epcot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's go make our picks for this round.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you start us, Andrew?
Okay, so I've been going back and forth here, but I'm going with tried and true. I think I've called this every year. They're going to expand my sixth favorite ride in Walt Disney World, and that is the Skyliner. It makes sense to expand the Skyliner.
It does make sense. Yeah.
It could work.
They save money on less buses. They also can charge more for the resorts that it now goes to.
Yep.
And you're going to have more people there with Villains Land and Piston Peak opening, and just the more infrastructure that they can have, the better off they'll be.
Yeah, buses off the roads will help them manage the traffic of people driving in to experience the new lands.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't necessarily know if that is a D23 worthy big announcement. It would be shocking for us, but I don't know if this is like Josh's big splash is like, here comes that Skyliner. And it'll just be like us being like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And not like, wow.
Well, it was either this or I was going to ask you to put on there monorail refurb. Getting new cars. I also don't think that's a D23.
I almost put that as a combined thing of the monorail / Skyliner. Yeah.
Well, you want to give it to me? Give it to me.
I don't want to give it to you because it would have been less odds.
I don't think that's something that they would announce.
Agreed.
I think it's something that they would just do. They can refurb cars and you don't even know they're doing it. I don't think they would announce it. I think they would just do it, and then when it's all done and ready to go, they tell you, "Hey, there's new monorail cars. They're refurb monorail cars."
They need to redesign the cars, and they don't build them themselves. They work on them and maintenance them,
right?
But it's other companies that build the monorails for them, and they need a brand new type of monorail,
scent proof,
almost more so of like a train. It needs to be standing room, mostly standing room, and maybe a couple seats on the sides. But you get more people in that way.
He's learning from his Japan trip.
Well, no, but it's almost like what just they have at MCO. It's just big, big tram cars. Yeah,
listen,
and Buddy Dyer is going to talk to you.
Oh, how great would that be?
This is America's Mayor, Buddy Dyer.
Well, and Josh could be the Buddy Dyer. He could talk to you.
I'm not interested in hearing from him.
No, they need to hire Buddy Dyer to talk on the monorail.
All right, JJ, what are you picking?
All right, so my shocking announcement, I'm wearing it on my hat. It just says rides on my hat. So I'm gonna announce I think the shocking announcement is gonna be a ride, and I think that ride is gonna be at Animal Kingdom because Animal Kingdom needs rides. This again, we're talking about shocking. Like this is a place that's currently being worked on with 3 rides coming. Forgot about the carousel. This would be very shocking, and I'm not gonna call my shot, but if I was going to call my shot, it would be a We're Building 2 moment where they're talking about Avatar Land in California, and they're going to say, actually, we're building 2 of the boat ride that they're putting in California. They're going to be talking about how it's, this immersive experience, and it's basically going to be Shanghai Pirates, but Avatar themed. And I think that would be a really special announcement, but I'm just going to take ride. I don't want to go super specific and call that it's going to be an Avatar ride.
He doesn't want to go super specific, but he did just mention Avatar and Shanghai Pirates. So.
Well, yeah, no, but I just want new ride for plus 400. I'm not going to go for the, calling it, all the way.
Whatever it ends up being, as long as his bet hits.
And it won't.
All right. I figured if I was going last, I might lose this, but I'm glad it's still available to be taken because I am going to roll with the announcement of a new country coming to the World Showcase. I think one of these years it's going to happen. There's so much room in that World Showcase for this to happen. There's so many opportunities and countries that they can do. I think this has to happen eventually. I think this is the year.
Now, do you want to press your luck and call the country for increased odds?
there's obvious choices like you would think they'd want to do, like Brazil, or we've talked about Greece or Spain or something where they can very quickly and easily. Disney has the great relationship with Brazil. There tens of thousands of tourists come from there every year.
I think they're the only people the only people visiting this summer is the Brazilian tourists.
They could also just come out of left field with a country that we're not even thinking of, that they can theme and do good dining and architecture to build the thing. So I'm not going to call my shot because I would love to see them get not as weird as possible, but like really just go as far left field as you can.
I think there's so much that goes into the decision making. Like, will the country share in the costs of building the
There's
country?
only one country that would sponsor the place. And it's the same country that is paying a lot of money to maybe have a Disney park put there.
Yeah, UAE.
It's UAE.
And you'll be able to see the what's it called there?
Burj Khalifa.
You'll be able to see the Burj Khalifa from Magic Kingdom.
Oh yeah, yeah. It'll be the tallest structure Disney's ever built by like at least 100 feet.
Well, that's progress for you.
All right, so with the parlays, we could all take, if we wanted to, the Skyliner in the parlay.
Yeah, you can take whatever you want in your parlay as long as it's like more than style. 2 legs. And we will use a calculator to figure out what the new odds are for these parlays. So just as a reminder, a parlay is when you string together a bunch of bets. They're called legs. If you were a degenerate, if you're not a degenerate, you can just call them bets. But you're
some of the stuff I was hearing while I was in the bathroom sounded real degenerate-y.
So we're stringing together a few different bets to make a new bet that has much higher odds and a much larger payout. This will mean that every single thing in the parlay has to hit. Otherwise, you don't win. If you have 4 things in your parlay and 3 of them hit, guess what? You lost. You got real close, but you lost.
Been there.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Saquon's second touchdown.
Oh, God, that was going to be a taxable
Forever
moment.
too soon.
That would have been a taxable moment, yeah. That's every gambler's dream, is to get taxed on their winnings.
Right.
Every gambler's dream is to have to pay taxes.
I have to fill out a 1099.
Getting that 1099 at the end of the year from Mousekings.
All right, so why don't we go with JJ first for your parlay?
Okay, guys, for my parlay for D23 2026, I'm going to do a 4-leg parlay, and I will start with getting details about Villains Land. Then we're going to get details on what's going to replace Muppet Vision at the Globe Theater. We're going to get a Space Mountain refurb announced, and the last of my 4 legs is that a Spaceship Earth refurb is going to be announced, which generates plus 1,825 odds. So my $100 wager would win me 18 to 25. So I think that should do pretty good. I hope.
Oh, yeah. I think this is pretty good.
It's a stack of most of the things that are somewhat likely to happen. Yeah. But it all adds up. If I get all 4, I'll be sitting pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good there. Nothing that you took is so out there. Maybe Spaceship Earth refurb has the biggest points there, but that's it. You took basically 4 favorites and strung them together.
Yes, exactly. But you can see how these are, like, none of these are even plus 200, but when you string them together, it starts to become so unlikely that it's over plus 1,000 odds, almost plus 2,000 odds, which it seems crazy. And that's the trap that is parlays, is that, well, this looks like it can happen.
Right.
This is a cautionary tale. Andrew, are you ready with your parlay for D23 2026?
Well, that would be a no.
Yep. Okay, here is my 2026 D23 predictions parlay. It's a 4-leg parlay, just like JJ's.
Wow, we both went 4.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to get the details on Monstropolis. We're going to find out what's going into the Globe Theater. So that's at plus 100. We're going to have the second ride details from Piston Peak revealed. That's at negative 120. We're going to get Inside Out attraction at Epcot. Could be a show, could be a ride, anything. Inside Out is coming to Epcot. That's at plus 150. And the new ride program at Flight of Passage, plus 250. So some new type of video coming into Flight of Passage. It might already be done. As we already talked about, it might already be done.
Starting tomorrow.
Yeah. That is my D23 predictions parlay.
Wow.
And that comes out to plus 3,108.
Wow. Look, I like that. This is, you went a little, like, at the end there, you dropped some, like, more unlikely stuff.
Right.
You're pushing it. I like that.
Well, I have to make it big enough so that I can beat your previous year. You know what I mean? So I can beat you out of your previous year and take the crown for myself as Mouse King.
Yeah, you want to be standing alone on top of the Mousekings King throne.
Yes.
Okay, Sean, what is your parlay looking like?
My parlay for D23 2026 is a 5-leg parlay.
Wow. Okay.
We go big. We go big here. And it probably won't, but if it does, no one will ever beat me again. All right. First leg at minus 120, we get the full layout of Piston Peak, like we said. Ride details, first ride, second ride, everything that's going into it. I think we get the details of Tropical America, like Andrew said, the ride system for Encanto. It could be more details on dining and food options, or in Indiana Jones, just details on Tropical Americas at minus 140.
Okay.
At plus 100, we get the details on Monstropolis. I think that is an all but guaranteed. That might be the most all but guaranteed thing that we get here.
We all took that.
And then I'm going with at plus 150, the Spaceship Earth refurb. I think that we get that announcement finally coming to Epcot within the next year. And that's 4 legs. For my 5th leg, if you guys don't mind, I am adding a bet. And I need you to give me odds.
Ooh, okay.
I like this.
I love this.
Earlier, I teased that I was flipping one of the earlier bets.
Okay.
I would like the odds, if you don't mind, that we don't hear a peep about Villains Land at this D23.
Wow.
I would give that.
So no
plus-
additional details.
Nothing.
Wait, nothing at all, or just like, are they gonna give us a lot of nothing? Like they're gonna say Villains Land is still coming.
Yeah, no, they don't. We don't learn anything we don't already know at all that weekend.
Well,
I'd give you plus 250 or 300. I could go 300.
I accept. I would have gone higher.
Let's split the difference. Called plus 275.
Plus 275. Okay.
Plus 275.
Okay.
No details at for
so
Villains
that
Land.
way, I'm either going to win big or lose tremendously, and that's kind of the way I like to go here.
I like that. That's right above a new ride program of Flight of Passage. That would be shocking too.
Right. No details would be shocking.
Nothing
right?
at all about Villains Land.
Yeah.
So,
but it wouldn't be that shocking because like we know that they barely have anything planned like already. Right. Like. Yeah. I could see that. It's not that bad of a pick. I like it.
How do I figure out all the odds now?
How? That's proprietary.
I'm doing it right now. You're plus 5793.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow. So you've got plus 5,793 odds.
I'll throw $10 on that.
According to actionnetwork.com, promo code ReedyGeeks.
John, write that one down.
Oh my gosh.
I'm taking a swing. I think that Villains Land is too far out and too still unknown for them to give us any. Now listen, if they give us even a nugget, I lose. It has to be nothing new.
Nothing new.
We'll see.
So anything beyond, we're still working on Villains Land is gonna be null. Okay, guys, before we get going, let's just each of us run down our 4 official bets, just so that if someone was fast forwarding through this whole episode and just wanted to hear the bets nice and clean, they could hear it. In case you've forgotten, because I know I have. Andrew, why don't you take us through your 4 bets?
All right, so I think that we're going to get details on Tropical America, the ride system for Encanto specifically. I think there's going to be a Space Mountain refurb that's announced. And I think that we're going to get an expansion to the Skyliner.
And then what is your parlay?
My parlay is that we're getting details on Monstropolis, so we're going to find out what's going into the Glob Theater. The second ride details at Piston Peak are going to be revealed. Inside Out attraction is coming to Epcot. Could be a show, could be an attraction. And the new ride program at Flight of Passage. They're going to add a new ride program there.
Wow. Okay. Those are some pretty strong predictions.
The correct
Sean, why don't you go through your 4 bets?
My first bet is we get the Piston Peak details, rides, and anything else that's going into the land that we don't currently know about. My second bet is that we get the Spaceship Earth refurb announcement at Epcot. And my third bet is that we finally get the right and just announcement of a new country coming to the World Showcase at Epcot.
Nice. Okay, and then your parlay.
My parlay, the first leg is all the Piston Peak details, like I said before. Second leg is the details of Tropical America. Third is the Monstropolis details. Fourth is the Spaceship Earth refurb. And then my fifth leg, that we get no new information whatsoever about Villain's Land at this D23.
What an optimistic prediction.
All right, JJ, how about yours?
Okay, so my first bet is going to be that we're going to get a lounge announced at Villain's Land. So I'm just nullifying yours right away.
Just off the bat.
Yeah, just off the bat. My next bet is going to be we're going to get an announcement that Figment is being reimagined. My third bet is going to be there is a new ride coming to Animal Kingdom. Not a reprogram of Flight of Passage, a fully new ride. And then my parlay is going to be details about Villain's Land. The Glob Theater Muppet Vision replacement gets announced. A Space Mountain refurb. And then my last leg is a Spaceship Earth refurb. And those are my D23 predictions.
All right.
I hope one of us
wins something. Hit something. And I hope it's me so that I can continue my reign being the Mousekings King.
Oh, and also everyone else submit your bets. Again, link in the show notes and in our Instagram bio.
Yeah.
All right. Sean, you want to take us out?
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Reedy Geeks podcast. Like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Any questions, comments, concerns, future titles, or topic ideas, email us at reedygeeks@gmail.com and check us out on all our socials at ReedyGeeks. We'll see you next time.
So, yeah, we could keep it in the episode. I'm not going to keep it in the episode, but we could.
This week's Honest Send-Off comes courtesy of the Geeks. If you have an honest send-off that you want played at the end of one of our episodes, please submit an audio clip to us via our email address, reedygeeks@gmail.com. Reedy Geeks, a Walt Disney World podcast, is hosted and executive produced by Andrew Shopey, Sean Murphy, and JJ Hefner. Music and audio engineering by JJ Hefner.
Bon voyage.